Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is Cable ASMR. That's cable. And alright, I apologize. I have fallen off the weekly upload schedule, but I'm gonna make it up to you. Starting with this video, which is gonna be a chit chat, sit back, relax kind of video. If you're new to the channel, these kind of videos aren't really ASMR inducing, but more like I am lulling you to sleep by talking about nothing in particular. So if that sounds like something you could sit with, enjoy the ride, but if not, please click off and don't have a bad impression of me. I have more ASMR focused videos elsewhere, I'm sure of it. Okay, you're still here. You ready to chat? You may be wondering, why am I dressed up so? You've never seen me in such fancy attire, and it's because I wanted to make it up to you in a big way by putting in some effort, you know, and I'm dressing on theme, and the theme today is the introduction, or some say reintroduction, of Yee-Haw-nce. And by that I mean the Beyoncé American singer-songwriter, dancer, performer is going country in a big way, and I want to discuss that with you in this video. So let's get into it. Okay, so if you're watching this video, I assume you're kind of tuned in with Beyonce's comings and goings, and if you're just a person online in general, you would be. But in case you're not, in case you're that true elite cable ASMR fan that knows nothing else but how good it is to be a subscriber here, I will tell you that the Beyoncé has released 2 new songs that are about a week old at the time of filming. One of them is called Texas Hold'em, and it's a sort of a down, sort of more dance focused, pop focused country song. And the second is called 16 Carriages, which is a more introspective, reflective country song. And I want to discuss these songs with you, as well as what we could expect for what Act 2 could be and what this 3-act project could be from Beyoncé. I love to speculate, I love to think about it. She's so inspiring in that regard, to creativity and to making moves, you know? And so yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, I am not most well versed in country music and in pop culture and in music in general, but I am a pretty big fan of Beyoncé, I would say, and it's always fun to discuss lyrics in general. So let's dive in. I'm gonna start with the more popular song first, which is Texas Hold'em. Okay. Is it alright if I don't whisper the entire way? I get very excited when I talk about Beyoncé, so I'm gonna try whispering, but forgive me if I just start blurting out some random things. So Texas Hold'em, to my naked virgin country ears, sounds very country to me, in terms of the instrumentation especially, and also the ballad-like nature, in the sense of you're telling a story, there's community, there's some dance that everyone seems to know going down. But what struck me about this song in particular is the sound is very happy-go-lucky, right? And there's lots of lyrics that indicate that, but there's also this underlying current of the world falling apart. So in the first verse, she goes, "There's a tornado in my city, hit the basement, that shit ain't pretty, rugged whiskey cause we're surviving, off red cup kisses, sweet redemption, passing time." So it's like the world, I would say the nature of the world in this story of the song, it's quite harsh, because in the second verse she then goes, "There's a heat wave coming at us, too hot to think straight, too cold to panic," and it's seemingly painting this idea of disconnect, which I find very interesting. And in past songs, Beyoncé has, used the idea of the world's at war, let love heal us all kind of thing, where no matter what's happening outside, if we have each other, you know, that's real, that's going to keep us going on. However, it's never been painted in this light of being so blasé. Oh, we're drinking, oh, it's too cold to panic. Like there's an eerie quality to this song, I think, that is masked by how traditional the country sound is in this song to me, and I find that really fascinating, and I wonder if the album is gonna track that, because Beyoncé, her finger is on the pulse with a lot of things, and I think she can sense the rise of environmental worry in the world, and I think, I don't know, that she might come talk about it. That being said, I'm not a huge country listener, so that just might be a trait of the genre to talk like this, sing like this, on topics like this, so forgive me if I'm just speculating, but it's an interesting thing to me. But that's really all the main things I had to say about this song. Oh, that and the outro, when she gets into that high register and talks about hoops, spurs, boots, tuck, back, oops, I don't know what that means, but it's like an introduction of a new element, and if we remember from Act 1, the songs very easily transition into each other, so I wonder if the end of Texas Hold'em transitions into the next song with that theory. But that being said, Beyoncé is also known to just chuck a really catchy element in the last 10 seconds of a song and keep it moving, never revisit it in any other song in the album. So yeah. And reading the outro again, the one word that really stood out to me was sologenic. I just love that. To me it's like, it could be to do with the environment, the sun collapsing, this and that, like we're still good, but it also could just be like, I look good in the sun, which she does. So yeah, I really like that word. And my brain, my crazy little brain was like, sologenic, enlightenment, and it'll be like Renaissance enlightenment, because I'm still on that, you know. I still think it could be, but I'll save that for the section at the end when we're talking about the 3 acts. But yeah, that's all I had to say about Texas Hold'em. Beautiful song, lovely song. Moving on to 16 Carriages. Now this song, 16 Carriages, is one of Beyoncé's more introspective songs, and after a year of the Renaissance, which was quite external, the lyrics were almost, some of the lyrics I should say, were quite disconnected to Beyoncé that we know. Like, she's not quitting her job, she's not working a 9 to 5. I think having this song that was quite specific to her life and the circumstances of her life was a welcome change. I am more lyrically driven than I am melodically, I would say, and this song is interesting. It's got 2 chords, very simple, and the melody is actually quite repetitive, I would say, and that reminded me of a saying about country music, that it's just 3 chords and the truth is how the saying goes. And basically I'm pretty sure that means the music doesn't have to be groundbreaking, but the lyrics have to be raw and real. And I think some of my favorite Beyoncé moments were when she had that with us. Something that I thought was maybe absent from the Renaissance era was that, you know, even in the movie it seemed like, oh, she's revealing so much to us, but not really, in my opinion. Anyway, back to this song. So it starts with 16 carriages, the chorus, driving away, while I watch them ride with my dreams away, to the summer sunset on a holy night, on a long dark road, all the tears I fight. 16 carriages driving away, while I watch them ride, with my dreams away. So it repeats, and I'm still not 100% sure what the 16 carriages are, but the song seems to be about how her life requires her to be on the road a lot, and the circumstances that got her there. So verse 1, at 15, the innocence was gone astray. Had to leave my home at an early age. I saw mama praying, I saw daddy grind. All my tender problems had to leave behind. And I don't think we've heard Beyoncé reference this since maybe Diva. And in Diva it was like, I've been in the game since I was 15 and I'm that bitch. Whereas this one's like, damn, I kind of had to, lose out on a certain type of childhood for, because everyone was riding for me. Like, I had that pressure and I couldn't let them down. Like, there's an unspokenness to this which I really like. The pre-chorus where she goes quite fast, actually. It goes, it's been up 10 summers and I'm not in my bed, on the back of the bus in a bunk with the band, going so hard, gotta choose myself, underpaid and overwhelmed. I might cook clean but still won't fold, still working on all my life, only God knows. And so I think the first bit's, about having to being a touring artist and having to make her money on the road. But she don't cook, so I don't know where that's coming from. But yeah, I think she's saying, I do the performer thing, I do the house thing, and I'm not going to fold, I'm not going to break. So yeah, I think that's interesting. Then verse 2 is about $16 working all day. Ain't got time to waste, I got art to make, I got love to create on this holy night. They weren't dim my light, all these years I fight. This part lost me as well, especially bringing back the holy night. I wonder if that's going to be a theme in the album, or what it could be if there's one infamous event of a night that she had to make holy or something, or if that again is just how the language is in country songs. I'm not sure, but be interesting. And then the pre-chorus again is changed to be, it's been 38 summers, so she must have recorded this a little while back. I'm not on my bed, but the theme is still the same. She's still on the road, but now there's more to miss. The line that stuck out to me was, going so hard, now I miss my kids. And so she's harkening back to her childhood, and then she briefly mentions what it's like to be a mum and to think of her kids. So I wonder if she's going to draw parallels there. I know she's very interested in generational curses and generational gifts, so it'll be interesting to see. But I like this song. I hope the album, I hope it's an indication for what is to come, and that there are songs that are a little more specific, deeper, introspective. And I hope she doesn't shy away from maybe speaking the truth, even if it might be a little unrelatable. Like, how many people have a career like this, for so long, to be doing similar things, but to be growing at an exponential rate, and to have pressures like this from your parents and then the public and then your own kids. I think that will be really interesting. But I like this song, and I know this song spoke to a lot of my friends. Actually, they were like, Texas Hold'em, it's cute, but it seems a bit random. Whereas 16 Carriages, they're like, it's a career song. I have some friends even fearing she's gearing up to retire after Act 3. Like, this song is that reflective to them. But it'll be interesting to see. The bridge and the end bit of the song goes, at 15, we're back at being a kid. The innocence was gone astray. Had to take care of home at an early age. I saw mama crying. I saw daddy lying. Had to sacrifice and leave my fears behind. For legacy, if it's the last thing I do, you'll remember me, 'cause we've got something to prove in your memory. On the highway to truth, still see our faces when you close your eyes. I was really confused by this verse, But I do like how we're no longer on the lonely black road, we're on the highway to truth. I think the allusions to daddy lying, mama crying would be explored more in this album, and the sacrifices of having to step up as performer, as eldest child, as big sister. And Beyonce's always talking about legacy. Beyonce and Jay-Z always talk about legacy, what you're going to be remembered for. I find that interesting as well, because there's a sense of nothing's going to last forever in Texas Hold'em, and then there's this sense of like everything lasts in 16 Carriages, and I like that duality. I wonder what will come of it from the album. Okay, apologies for the quick costume change. It's just when you're filming ASMR, you can't have any windows open or fans going, so it gets hot quick. But I just want to end this video with maybe a little section on what I think Act 2 could be, especially in the grand scheme of the 3-act structure of this project. So to do that, I want to give you a little context that I was very fortunate to be able to go see the concert for Renaissance live. I got to see the tour, very grateful. And on that tour, there was heaps of imagery about birth, and that makes sense because Renaissance means rebirth, right? But it got me thinking, if Act 1 is rebirth, what could be the themes for Act 2 and Act 3? What comes in 3 parts related to birth? And it was like, led me to thinking that Act 1 could be rebirth, Act 2 could be life, Act 3 could be death. And I like that theory up until Act 3, because I don't want to think about Beyoncé and death and all that, although I will say she is the artist with the most funeral bobs. But regardless, let's just put that to the side and think of Act 2 as life, because I do see that. Especially with it being country. You know, country is about speaking your truth. And there was this theory that the visuals, part of the visuals at least, would involve Beyonce taking a bus down memory lane. And I'm thinking maybe Act 2 could be that. And this is why I also think Act 2 won't be pure country. In my mind, I'm seeing Act 2 as a sort of, how do I say? Okay, let me put it this way. Act 1 was very futuristic focus, I would say, futuristic sound. Alien Superstar, like, there was a lot of like electronic, unnatural sounds, you know, and that was beautiful, that was great. It was very future based. I'm thinking Act 2 will be past based. Okay, sorry, my mic just cut out, but I think what I was at was Renaissance being future based. Act 2 is going to be past based, and I think it's actually going to trail the sounds maybe of Beyonce's childhood growing up. So that's why I don't think the album's going to be pure country. It'll be beautiful if it is. I'm not hating, but I do think that it's going to maybe focus from the radios, from the cultures in Texas. But that includes so many things from what I've just been exposed to via Beyonce. You know, like the genre of chopped and screwed, I believe originated in H-Town. And the songs like, you know, I've Been On, and these sort of warped urban sounds. Sorry if that's inappropriate to say, but I believe the album's not going to be pure country. I just have this innate feeling, I don't know. Because if you think about it, Break My Soul, great introduction to the Renaissance sound, there's no denying. I try and think of what other song I could have used from that album to bridge the gap from the Gift era, from Everything Is Love era, from Lemonade into what Renaissance would be. And I can't think of one better than Break My Soul. It's anthemic, it's empowering, which is along the lines of what Beyonce is. but it's also got that house sound. But that's why I think these sounds, these songs, 16 Carriages and Texas Hold'em, they're going to be more like introductory sounds to this new world. I don't think they're going to be the end-all be-all of what this album's going to be. That being said, Beyoncé hasn't said anything about this album yet, so I don't know what her intentions are, but that is just going to be my guess. And I think as the songs trail the history of music in Houston, I think maybe she would trail her own history on growing up. Maybe I think I could see that. And then Act 2 could be that journey from being a young kid into stardom, working hard, being a solo artist, being a mother, being a wife, and then maybe we reach an enlightenment at the end. And I do think we could even follow the art period still. I'm holding out hope. If it's not called enlightenment, it might do something with the sun, with the light, sologenic, for instance, I don't know. But I do think the genre of country and where it sits within the 3 acts and what we've had Beyoncé experience thus far, it lends itself to being that, if you know what I mean. It lends itself to being just a stark introspection look, because Renaissance was so external focused. Yes, it had Alien Superstar and One of One, but it was about the dance floor. It was about being in front of the mirror. It was about being with your friends, and it was just about dance culture and opulence and gravitas. I think that we're gonna be feeling a dichotomy of feeling a slip, a la I Am Sasha Fierce, or even just Beyoncé between albums in general. So I think that's where I'm at. And yeah, I'm feeling the thesis in Renaissance was presented, the antithesis, the antithesis of going inward, of the world falling apart, of it not being that amazing, of the fantasy being disillusioned, will be presented in Act 2, and then we'll get a synthesis in Act 3. I'm still feeling that, and either way, if I'm completely wrong, like I was with my previous prediction video, I'm still enjoying the ride. Like, I feel very much taken care of sonically and lyrically with Beyoncé, and I enjoy a lot of the artistic expressions, and I just think it's just so wicked to have someone who's still pushing themselves, still making moves, who has the budget to be able to achieve everything they want, and who's still so well researched and humble enough to do that kind of work. So yeah, that was just my quick little nothing video. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I hope you're having a good time. I shall bid thee a good night there, because I'm getting hot in this hat, and I fear I haven't made sense this entire video, so we'll see in the editing process. But thanks for listening either way, and I'm excited for Act 2. Sologenic, let's go, let's get 'em. Good night.